Hey Queen Latifah fans, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about another awesome episode of The Equalizer, Season 2, Episode 12, Somewhere Over the Hudson. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't hear that title mentioned anywhere in this episode, but maybe it's because I was a little bit tired, a lot of bit tired from hanging out yesterday and today. I had so many events and things to do, I was wiped out. But before we get started, let me first do a shout out to everybody in my comment section. Thank you for holding my channel down. And then for those of you who are new to my channel, if you have not subscribed as of yet to it, please take a moment right now, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, and it'll let you know every time I upload any new content, videos, whatever. And then I ask that you smash that like button, write a comment, and share. So that's subscribe, like, comment, and share. Please do that right now. What you waiting for? Go on, hit that button. Thank you. Now we could get started with the recap. So this episode was about an accountant named Bert, and he worked for the Romano crime family, and he's been trying to get out of the business. At first, he didn't know they were a mob family, and then when he found out, he was too chicken to get out. You know what I mean? And his mother got sick, and she had medical bills piling up, and he needed to pay them off, so he stayed for a while. But when his mom died, he had no reason to stay. So he walked away. He went to the feds and said he'd bring them proof and testify against the mob, for immunity and to stay, what is that, in protective custody. So he hid the ledger in the car doors, the door of one of his vehicle. But when he was driving to the FBI, he stopped to go to the bathroom or something, and he came out, his car was stolen. So these mob guys are now after him, and the feds won't help him anymore with the witness protection because they need the ledger. So he kept saying, "Here, I'll testify," but they said that wasn't good enough. They need to see, some proof. So he called Robin to see if she could help him with his life or death situation, as he called it. Of course, Robin has to call Harry for helping locating this gentleman's car. And then when they finally located the guy's car, the stolen car, it didn't have any doors on it. And it was stripped down. It was covered. And then these mob guys shot at them. I don't know how the mob guys knew that was them. Maybe it was some kind of alarm on that cover. Once you pull it off, they could tell. And so then the next thing they need to know is who stole the car. So Harry, because he had an easy pass and going through the tolls, they could see they take good pictures of who went through the toll. So once they saw the picture, Robin called Detective Dante to ask him and find out if he knows anybody, knows of this kid and that stole the car. And she just wanted to know a little bit about him and where can she find him. And so he gave her a couple of hints and places to go, which she found him right away. So in the meantime, we got Mel meeting up with her longtime girlfriend, Shara, or something like that is her name. And she's coming into town, and Harry's saying how she never liked him. And Mel said her friend did like him. And he was like, "Are you for real? She tried to hook you up with her brother at our wedding." And she was like, "It was a joke. She was playing." He said, "No, she wasn't. She doesn't like me." So anyway, when Harry had to fake his own death to hide from the feds, Mel was forced to tell her girlfriend that he was dead to protect her and to protect them. And now she's hanging out with her girlfriend, and she secretly brought her brother to fill that void because she said it's been 5 years Harry's been gone. And so she thought, Mel should start seeing somebody who she thought would be great for her. So the girl, Shara, brought her brother, and Mel finally had to tell her the truth and about Harry. And she had him come out, and the girl was freaking out like he's alive, he's alive. You've been lying to me all this time. So she got upset and she walks out with her brother because Mel's been lying to her for all these years. So she felt betrayed. Anyway, Harry goes to see the girl Shara after a while because she hadn't been returning any of Mel's calls. So he went and explained what he put Mel through all those years, making her lie about his death. He's like, please, I know you don't like me anyway, but please don't take it out on Mel. You can hate me, but please give her another chance. He was doing all his begging. And Shara looked at him and she just walked away and dismissed everything that Harry said. But then we see later she did come back and she goes to see Mel at their bar that they have. And she asked for her regular and she said, give me 2 of them. So it was 2 shots of tequila. And she said, I'm forgiving you. And Mel was happy. And so they made up with each other. And she told Mel what Harry did and said, he talks a lot, but that man loves you. And, Harry heard them laughing and giggling. He peered in there, around the corner looking at them as they made up. So that was that storyline was really cute. But back to Robin. They find the car thief. His name is Jackie. And she has him take her to the parts location where he dropped off that car, I guess. And the guy agreed to sell Robin the parts back that were missing, right? But, you get suspicious when people want the doors back or parts back, But he said he would sell it back to her if she did him a favor first. So he sent her to get a part from another parts place. It was like almost a junkyard, if you ask me, and said they won't sell him the part back because he has a beef with them, but she could probably get it back. So she was saying fine. So she goes with the thief there. What's his name? Jackie, I said. But we find out it was a setup. It was 3 guys, and they tried to kill Robin, her client, Bert, and the thief, Jackie, because he brought heat to the garage. So they were going to kill Jackie too. But Robin, of course, saved the day against the 3 bad guys. And in the meantime, the guy who sent them to that place started tearing those doors apart. He was tearing them open until he found what he thought they might be looking for, which was the ledger. And he was reading it, and he was like, oh, you see a smile, like he gonna try to get some money or something for it. Anyway, Robin talks to Jackie about doing the right thing after she saved him and how it makes you feel good, because he was saying some nonsense about Bert. So she had to, school him. So she asked him for his boss's cell number and had Harry find out where the guy lived. But when Robin got there, she went in alone, leaving Bert and Jackie in the car downstairs, only to find his boss shot dead on the floor. And she thinks that he may have tried to sell that ledger back to the mob, but it wasn't with him because the book wasn't with him. The apartment was torn apart, so he must have hidden it somewhere. And at this point, the Romano brothers, they had guns, and they took Bert. They saw him downstairs in the car, and Jackie ran upstairs to tell Robin. So they had they had Bert somewhere and roughed him up a little bit, not a lot. And then Robin got their number from the dead man guy's cell phone, and she said she has the ledger and would trade it for Bert's life. And they weren't trying to hear her at all. They were like, yeah, whatever. Do you know who you messing with? And then Robin said, look, I could give you the book. If you don't want to do that, I could give the book to the FBI. And they were like, okay, all right. So she said, I'm sure they'd love to get their hands on this. And so the guys agree. They decide and agree that they're going to go along with it. But they gave her 1 hour to get the ledger to them or Bert dies. So Robin hangs up and asks Jackie when his boss where he could have hidden that doggone book, where that ledger could be. And he told about a desk drawer in the boss's office. So they get his keys out of his pocket, the dead man's pocket, but neither of them can get into his office because, he got his boys and stuff around. It would be hard. So Robin said, there is one person who could probably get in touch with it, and it was his girlfriend, the girlfriend Rain. Earlier in the episode, Bert had helped Rain with a flower issue. Her plant was dying. He told her what to do. He said, it's watered enough. You just need to put it out in the sun and it'll flourish and stuff. And so she thought that was like nice of him to tell her. And it was, I guess it worked. But anyway, they knew that she was there and they knew she was the dead guy's girlfriend. So they asked her to help and she didn't think she could do it, but she did. And she did it because she felt that the guy who helped her was so nice, because they told her it's for that nice guy who helped you with the plant. So she was like, she'll try it and do it. So she lied her way into the office, trying different keys in the lock until she got it open and found the ledger in a hidden part of the drawer. And at that point, she heard the guys yelling, saying, she's lying, that lying biatch. And they came in one door and she ran out the other door and ran and jumped in a car with Robin and Jackie, and they took off. So they get to the bad guys in time to save Bert. And they even brought the lady with them. They had the diversion. They save Bert, like I said. But Robin has the gun and ties the Romano brothers, those two boys, up. But he said, Robin's telling the guy he's safe, but they were like, you're not going to get out of here. None of y'all are getting out of here alive. All of a sudden, you see like the whole family, like 4 car loads of people, pull up and get out. And I guess the head of the crime family was like, they not answering their phone. Go in there now, and find that Bert. When you find him, kill him. So it was Robin, Bert, Jackie, and the girl, and she told Bert and the girl to hide. I don't know where Jackie went. Oh, Jackie had to go and, be the diversion, cut off the lights while Robin kicks all their butts and stuff. She did something in the dark and messed those guys up. And of course, like I said, she saved the day. What else would she do? Oh, but wait a minute. When she told Bert and Rain to hide in that closet and don't come out, stupid Bert, when everything was over and he saw the lights go off and come back on, he thought everything was over. And you see all the guys that Robin beat up. And she said, is that all of them? And they realized the main guy is missing the head. But Bert said, oh, it must be over now. Him and Rain come out of the room and they're walking and they get stuck by, the head of the mob family is right there. He shoots Bert like 3 times. But what he did was he ended up shooting a ledger because Bert had the ledger right there in his hand. But I don't know why the bullet didn't go through that book. That book ain't made from metal or steel or anything. But it saved his life. It was 3 shots and it saved his life, basically. And the girl, Rain, she thought he was so sweet and so brave. And she bent down and they had been holding hands in there together in the closet because they were both nervous. And he was trying to tell her she's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. And she felt that he was a strong man doing that for her. And she kissed him and everything after he had gotten shot and was okay. It was a good episode. It was really nice. So Rain says she's going to go into the witness protection program with them. That's right, y'all. They hooked up. Those two hooked up just over a plant and a ledger. That was really nice because, like I said, the dead guy treated her really poorly. Also, Robin gave Jackie her business card and told him that use that number if he ever needed her help or got into any trouble. So I'm sure they're going to have some sort of episode come up where he has to call on her and he's going to need her to come back and help him. And then there was one last thing going on, and that was the scene with we got Aunt Vi needing a partner. She needed a partner to play spades with her against a couple who kept winning all the time. And so Robin suggests she, get Delilah to help. And Delilah's like, what? Like, I don't want to be playing with a bunch of old people, She hadn't played in a long time. She used to play when she was like 8, and now she's like, 14 or something? It was crazy. So anyway, Robin told her, your aunt needs your help. So help her out. And she said, give her a brush up. Brush her up, she told Aunt Vi, with the game and see what you can do. So when they started playing with this couple who were talking big trash, they were talking so much trash. They were king and queen of trash talk. And Delilah noticed something. She noticed something, and she said, "You know what? Can we take a break for a minute? So for a snack, I'm hungry." And when she went in the kitchen with Aunt Vi, she said she saw them cheating. They're cheating. She's like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, I saw him renege 2 times, and they're using the drink glasses as a signal when she picks it up with the right hand or with the left hand." And so they were signing each other with that. So, of course, Delilah was suggesting she call him on it. But Aunt Vi was like, she doesn't want to do that yet. She wants to get even. So she goes back to the table and she clears off all the drink glasses and puts her fingers in them, and starts moving them. And the lady female of the couple was like, wait, I wasn't finished with that. She said, oh, I'm sorry to mix them all up. She said, I'll refresh your drinks. And she said, oh, and Delilah said, oh, but we don't have any clean glasses. They're in the dishwasher now. Aunt Vi said, oh, so that they'll be cleaning for what, about an hour? She said, that's cool. We could wait an hour. She said, in the meantime, let's finish playing. Oh, it was so funny. You should have seen their faces. If you could have seen their faces, that couple was so nervous they didn't know what to do with themselves. But we learned, and they didn't show us, but we learned at the end when Robin came home after, saving the guy, her client, Bert. She comes home and said, y'all giggling, what's going on? Y'all must have had a good day. And they said they beat their behinds, that they kicked that couple's, stop. And Robin's like, really? They told what happened and everything. So it ended like that. It was a nice episode. I enjoyed it. If I missed anything, let me know. Give me your views, your comment on that episode. And sorry I'm putting this up late, but I've been hanging out all day. I had like 4 different events today, and I was overwhelmed. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.